Life is like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny, beautiful and warm, and other times the storms rage and press against us, can feel relentless and challenging. It's been very wet and wild here on the coast of Australia where I live. So I'm in my studio today. Come and join me for this session that is sure to help you release the tension and pressure that life can build up inside us. There are always ways for release. Welcome, welcome to my home studio. Find your alignment. Feet, knees, hips in alignment, feet straight out in front of you, shoulders relaxed. Your knees are soft and slightly bent, chin just tucked in. The tailbone is anchored and the crown chakra is aligned with the heavens. Step out to the left so that your feet are now about shoulder width apart. This provides a great anchor for the body. Breathing in through the nose, raise the arms up, and then out through the mouth, just allow the arms to float down. We gather in the breath. We release tension on the out-breath. And as we gather in, we're also bringing our attention into this moment, the only time that there ever is. The past is a memory, and the future is just a dream. When we come back to this here, now moment, we afford ourselves new possibilities and opportunity. Gently interlace your fingers and breathe in up to the heart, and then gently push out and raise your hands up overhead. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Turn and look into one elbow and then lean over. You'll notice my hips stay forward and I'm really turning at the waist, making sure that my feet stay anchored and you're never leaning so far as to create stress or pain. We're always working to the parameters of our own body, and know that these can shift from day to day depending on the tension that we're holding within. This is a great way to start opening up and releasing stress and allowing blocked energy to be freed within the body. Gently arc the arms back down, nice and slow and soft. Bring the palms to face upward and then release. Gently making fists, there's no pressure. We're just going to breathe in and draw the knuckles facing in at the temples. And then breathe in and pull your elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And breathe out and release forward. Expanding through the chest, the upper back and the shoulders, and then releasing as we draw forward. Body remains in alignment with the knees slightly bent, tailbone anchored, and we're just gently breathing and expanding and contracting. This is a great way to start releasing the burdens that we carry up high in the upper body through the chest and the shoulders. This practice can be done any time of day. Now gently just release, float your arms up and back down. Just release through the breath when you need to and allow any tension to just melt and float away. Now bring the hands to the lower dantian and we'll move into, this is often called the wave or the dragon back. We breathe out as the knees soften and breathe in as we push up through the base of the feet. I'm really pushing my pelvis forward to anchor the tailbone and wave the breath up the spine, hence the name, the wave. This will help draw stagnant chi from the lower dantian up through the spine, not only releasing tension, but helping the energy to move. Now we'll continue with the same movement, but now we'll involve the shoulders. So bring the hands in and then circle back through the shoulder joints. We're breathing in to come back and out to float down. Not only does this release tension from the shoulders, the upper and the mid back, it helps to massage your heart. Whenever I do this and we're moving in the forward position, I just imagine that any of my tension or stress, worries or troubles are just rolling right off my back. Release and relax. Draw the hands in light fists again, sink through the knees, and we'll breathe out and just anchor forward. The whole spine is able to open up in this position, and tension and stress just releases out through the vertebrae. The lower back will expand and release. Allow your head to be very heavy. And then gently bend the knees a lot. Breathe in, pull yourself back up using your core. Shoulders and head, release, last. Now we'll start to shake. Just bouncing on the heels. All the joints are loose, relaxed. When we turn from side to side, when we shake, this helps to gently squeeze out the organs, releasing stagnant chi and blood. Now raise your arms. Really let all your joints open and release. Just bouncing gently. You can have a release breath if you like. Just really let go as much as you can. Whatever we're holding onto is taking up space within us. And this can be preventing fresh energy to move in you and through you. Fully letting go. This is a great practice for resetting the entire nervous system. It's like shaking up a can of soda and then you take the lid off and all of the froth just bubbles out. Release through the breath, coming back into emptiness or Wuji stance, and just allowing the echo of that movement float through you. Feel all the tingling of your energy coming alive. Shoulders are soft. Everything is relaxed. Draw your hands behind your back with the palms facing out. Soften through the knees. Anchor the tailbone. Make sure you're in alignment. And then we'll come into hip rotations. The knees bend as we lean into each hip. You'll feel this through your knees and ankles. Imagine that you're following an elliptical shape and just leaning in as far as is comfortable for you, creating space through the lower back and allowing that blood to flow. And then we'll cycle back in the opposite direction. Releasing, breathe out and then breathe in as you come up and cycle around. Allow the breath to be soft and natural as you work through this program. Now, we'll bring one foot forward, lift the heel, and press the ball of the foot into the floor as you circle the heel. We're pressing into the master kidney point here, and we're also unlocking the whole top of the foot. This is a great stress release. Our feet take an enormous amount of pressure throughout the day. And this also allows the energy of the earth to move up through the feet into the legs and the body. Remember to go both directions, and then as you finish, to just shake out the foot and release any tension that may have come up to the surface. Come back into position, always realigning yourself. Breathe in and float the arms up. Turn them so that your palms are facing the sky, and we'll come into some stress release for the hands. Draw the fingers in one at a time, starting at the pinky, and then release back out. We lock the thumbs in without pressing too hard, and then release. The fingers have no muscles, so to keep the ligaments and tendons supple prevents the hands from caving in like claws. In traditional Chinese medicine and Qigong, the hands are very much related to the heart and are said to be the messengers for the heart. So keeping the hands soft and supple is also beneficial for releasing tension from the heart. Now circle through the wrists, the elbows, and into the shoulders by spiraling the hands in and then coming back up and around. Turn one palm over, and we'll work into the wrist now by pulling the fingers back. Be gentle with yourself and don't overstretch. If your fingers only wish to come back a slight bit, just allow that. Allow your body to guide you through this practice. Now turn the palm over and we'll press into the knuckles and open up through the top of the arm. You have meridians running through your whole body. These are energy gateways and great rivers that allow your chi or your life force to flow. When we pull back and open up through the arms, we're helping the meridians for the heart, the lungs, the pericardium, the sanjiao, the large and small intestine. Float the arms down, and then we'll just breathe in, lift the chest, turn the neck, and twist the hands, thumbs pointing out. Breathe out to release and come back to center. Breathe in, expand through the chest, look over your shoulder, and then breathe out and soften back to center. Really lifting through the chest, the knees pulse slightly as we look back. You may notice how much I struggle to look over my left shoulder. I have an old injury to my neck, and that side is often very painful for me, so I try to do this exercise regularly. It's a great way to hydrate and lubricate the spine and the neck. Now dip the chin to the chest, and then we'll breathe in and come up and around, and we'll work into some neck rotations. Make sure you do this very slowly, really allowing all the creaks and cracks just to happen, and taking the time to feel into your body. What is it trying to say to you? Whenever I have a question or a doubt, why do I feel this way? Why is this pain here or that niggle there? I'll sit quietly with myself and I'll ask my body the question. And invariably, within about 12 to 24 hours, the answer will be revealed. Make sure you cycle in either direction. We always work both sides of the body through the practice, making sure we keep everything in balance. This also helps to unwind tendencies and habitual patterns, allowing for expansion of consciousness and awareness. Now we'll step out a little wider into Mabu or horse stance. You don't have to step out as wide as I am. Just make sure your knees are over your toes and your back is nice and straight with the tailbone anchored. This is Higu, or the tiger's mouth. We're going to place this part of the hand around the hips. The thumb is at the back and the fingers at the front. Turn to look over the left shoulder. Breathe out and then breathe in as we come back up. This form has a great name. It's called bending over to wag the tail of the dog. It's extremely beneficial for the heart as well as the kidneys. It builds strength in the legs and the lower back, and it helps to balance the fire of the heart and the water of the kidneys. Make sure to keep your head, neck, back in alignment, and you don't need to come down as far as I am. You can do a very small elliptical movement. Just really dip your head through center and come back and around. Now point your head back to neutral. We'll stay in this position for a couple more forms. If you need to take a break at any time, just straighten your legs and rejoin me when you're ready. One hand behind the lower back, the other out. Turn and look down your arm. And then we'll breathe out and sweep through. Hand turns around in front of the face. And the legs are just bending and shifting from side to side. You may need to watch this form before you do it. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's a great form for the kidneys, the bladder, and the waterworks of the body. It's called the Daoist water flow. Just imagine that as the hand dips down, you're picking up cool yin water, drawing it into your palm, and then just releasing this through the mind, calming and relaxing all your thoughts. Look over, down the arm, and then we'll sweep through on the other side, creating a great arc. Come back around and then down, just taking your time and feeling into every part of this beautiful movement. This is one of the favorites of my students. It's so relaxing. Both hands out to the horizon, and then allow them just to float down and connect one on top of the other at the lower dantian. Breathing in, raise up, Again, head, neck, back, stay in alignment, and we hinge at the hips. The knees stay soft. We breathe in and come up and out to float back down. Take your time. This is very good for the kidneys and the back. And you'll notice that I'm rounding through as I come up, and the head and the shoulders expand last. We use the hands and arms to help engage the full movement. And again, the knees stay soft. It's very rare that we would lock any joints during any Qigong practice. The joints are portals or gateways for energy to flow, and when they're locked, this creates tension and blockages. Float the arms down and bring the hands together in prayer at the heart. Turn one foot out to face forward, but keeping the hips to the front. And then lean into the front heel, bend the knee, and stretch out. So we're breathing in to expand and out as we push off the front leg and come back. You'll notice my back knee remains bent at all times, and I'm just gently leaning in, loading up my heel rather than the knee. The hands come together in prayer, which presses the Lao Gong point together, a master point for the heart. Now let's swap sides. You'll notice a nice stretch down the inseam of the leg as you lean in. This is the channel for the kidney meridian, as well as the spleen and part of the liver. We're always working through the gateways for the energy, opening it up, which is why Qigong is so great for helping us to relax and come back into balance. Pivot your foot forward, release the hands gently down, and you'll be very glad to know we're coming back into Wuji stance. Gather the Qi ball at the lower dantian. Breathe in, and we're going to spiral the hands out. The opposite hand will now be on the top. Breathe in, look over your shoulder. Breathe out as we compress the energy back down to the lower dantian. Just gently spiraling the arms, drawing the energy back down nice and low. We always want to recenter the energy after a practice, resettle it so that it's not floating out or away. This helps us to really come back to center, to ground and reconnect. Now turn the hands so that the palms face in, and we'll breathe in and expand and out and contract. You may notice you can feel a lot of energy between your palms at this point in the practice. The Qi is well activated, and now we can play with it a little bit and really draw it back to center. Breathe in one more time, expand, then contract, bringing this precious Qi into the lower dantian. One hand over the other, we're just going to shift between the legs. This is a real slide and glide. And then as though you're reaching out to wipe the top of a table, we breathe out and then in to draw that hand underneath. And again, the hands are just swapping position here. The top becomes the bottom, and the bottom moves to the top as we reach out to gather the beautiful energy of the earth, calming, nourishing, grounding and centering, and bringing this right back into the lower dantian. When we're centered, we have poise and balance, inner calm. We're able to handle life's difficulties with greater ease and grace. It's akin to the roots of a great tree being deeply embedded and nourished within the earth. Now, place both hands facing down, about shoulder width apart, and we're just going to move the body in slight elliptical fashion. Again, we're just going to gather and ground and connect before we finish this practice. Drawing all the energy back to center. Now, rotate and we'll go back the other way. And just shifting and turning. The feet remain grounded and connected to the earth. And we're just spiraling this energy down into the lower dantian. The more calm and relaxed we are, the easier it is to flow with the currents and the storms that life can bring. Now, with the hands facing in, we're going to start to move in a circular fashion, drawing the hands up and through the lower dantian and then out and around. Just imagine you're moving a ball up and then around. The knees pulse and there's a slight tilt of the pelvis. This is called the microcosmic orbit. There are two great meridians called the renmai and the dumai, or the governing and the conception vessels. Now we'll draw the hands up to the heart and we'll start to expand this energy, moving it up and around and down. Breathing in to draw the hands up and out to go around. This practice helps to circulate the energy through these great meridians, increasing chi flow and inner balance. Now we'll come right up to the third eye as we encompass the three major energy centers of the lower dantian, the middle dantian of the heart, and the upper dantian of the third eye. Breathing out to come down and breathing in to come up and around. Everything is soft and gentle, calm and relaxed. We're taking the time in our day to come back to center, to come back to stillness and the inner peace that is always within you. Settle this energy by drawing it into the lower dantian. See it as a pinpoint of spiraling bright white light, filling you up from the inside out. And then we'll finish this practice by gathering all of our energy back to us. I like to call my spirit back from all of the places that it may have become entangled or might have been caught up. You can call your spirit back from weeks, months, even years in the past. Gather yourself up and draw your energy back to you. I thank you always for taking time to share Qi with me. Please leave me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed the practice and what else you might like me to cover. May all of you be peaceful, calm, and relaxed as you go about the rest of your day. Bring your left hand up, palm open, right hand makes a fist, and we complete this practice with our salute of harmonizing yin and yang.